Hello, Christie Arkovich from Tampa, Florida. Are you considering filing bankruptcy? And if so, have you thought about whether the impact of bankruptcy will help your private or federal student loans? In the old days, bankruptcy didn't really help much with student loans. Over the past decade or so, we have filed a number of adversary proceedings against private student loans in particular, and we have gotten the balances of those private student loans either discharged completely or taken down considerably, and reducing the interest rate to only 1 or 2% for the remaining partial balance that our client agreed to pay in the settlement. So why not do that? Now there are two new programs for bankruptcy for federal student loans to be addressed in bankruptcy. One is the new DOJ attestation process. Basically, what the DOJ, Department of Justice, wants to do is they want to collaborate with the Department of Ed and allow for an early review of federal student loans and borrowers who are seeking an undue hardship. The old Bruner standard is very, very hard to meet. It still exists, that case law. However, there has been some modifications as to how the different components of Bruner will be looked at. And so I strongly suggest that now is the time, it's ripe now to consider a federal student loan and whether or not there can either be a partial or full discharge. And if you're going to file bankruptcy anyway, then have the court look at your federal student loans. The same with private. The other new program is the IDR, Bankruptcy IDR. It was just announced the other day. I put a quick little summary of what I knew in a blog that you can find on our website. The regs haven't come out yet, so we don't know the specifics. But what I believe is that if someone can't afford an income-driven plan outside of bankruptcy, perhaps they have a Parent Plus loan, maybe a grad loan, or financial circumstances with payments that are just too high that there's just not enough money left to pay a student loan payment, and this IDR is too high for someone. Why not consider having the bankruptcy court approve a trustee payment that allows double counting? In other words, it can be counted for in a federal student loan IDR as well. This new program is going to be rolling out over the next several weeks and months. We expect the new regs pretty soon, but I am very happy to see a bankruptcy IDR because I know that there's going to be clients out there with Parent Plus loans that have not been helped by the new SAVE IDR, and also the new DOJ attestation process is something that is also just rolling out now. There have been a few complaints basically filed by debtors in bankruptcy over the past several months. There's been very few rulings on that. We have seen some folks get full discharges and partial discharges of their federal student loan. Different AUSAs, assistant USAs assistant United States attorneys are deciding what kind of answer and process they want to follow with regard to the attestation forms that they're receiving from debtors now. So we don't really have an outcome as to what to expect from that, other than we are seeing the courts look very favorably on an avenue that doesn't have a lot of hearings, litigation, discovery, and other kinds of basically time wasters in a bankruptcy court. So hopefully that process will gain quite a bit of traction in the next few months, and we can report back on that later. But now is a good time to take a look at your student loans, federal, private, whatever they are, and see what you can do in a bankruptcy, because those types of things that are available in bankruptcy are not available outside of bankruptcy to discharge your federal student loan debt or private student loan debt. So I hope this has been helpful. If your attorney doesn't talk about student loans or doesn't have any background in student loans, make sure that they reach out to a student loan attorney like myself or someone else that deals a lot with this to try to get advice as to what to do and if the student loans can be either reduced drastically or even eliminated entirely in a bankruptcy. If you'd like more information, you can contact us by info@ChristieArkovich.com, or our office phone number is 813-258-2808. We file bankruptcies. We pretty much limit our practice to the Tampa division, the Middle District of Florida. By the way, the Middle District does have a student loan management program, and we have had that for a couple, 3 years. I was on the committee to help establish that. Our judges decided to go ahead and try to address what we call the false start problem, which is where someone files a bankruptcy, and instead of getting a fresh start on all of their debt, it's rather a false start because, yes, the car might be fixed, the credit card debt might be fixed, the housing issue might be fixed, but the student loans have only gotten bigger. So our bankruptcy court, took it upon itself to unilaterally make sure that there was a program out there that borrowers could take advantage of to understand and be receiving credit for various programs. That student loan management program, is still ongoing in Tampa. I think that these new programs are going to raise awareness as to what can be done, and the more awareness, the better. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you all have a great day.